Yo, what's up? What's up? How are
Howdy.
you?
How are you? It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Good to see you.
Yes, thank you so much for making time to come on the podcast. I'm so happy I get to catch up with you. It feels like it's
My
been
pleasure.
forever, forever, forever.
It's been a bit. It's definitely been like a year.
It's been about a year. I think the last time I saw you was actually this February in Boca
Or
Raton, Forbidden Kingdom. That was the
Forbidden
last time I
Kingdom.
saw you.
Man, that was when that was I call like the end of my touring for now as we know it, because like then I was on like such a long leg of touring,
Yeah.
and like ended up in Florida and had to do like, you know, 3 4 more dates, and then someone said virus what, and I was like, huh? And then like in a week everything was
It
canceled.
happened literally like that. It happened
We're gonna go.
so quick.
We're gonna jump right in and talk about it because that's fine.
Yeah,
I went,
absolutely. I
yeah,
mean,
because I definitely want to talk about the best worst year of my life, which was last year.
and I think that I honestly think that that's a correlation between a lot of people I've spoken with simply from the facet that like people at your level are really touring almost year round, and it's so easy to just get lost in kind of the movement of going from day to day, going from place to place, and you don't have that time to like step back and be like, who the fuck am I? What the fuck am I doing? So like tell me about this year. Like how has it been? You told me you left LA, left California.
Well, okay, since the last year, which was the best worst year of my life, I am now in beautiful. Uh, I'm in Michigan right now, close to
Beautiful.
Detroit. Close to Detroit. Um, I am in a gorgeous little town. It snows. It's been snowing a lot. I've been getting seasons. I've also been like, you know, faced with a lot of things in myself. I've been working on a lot of stuff with myself, a lot of my drinking and my, I had tried to go sober for a bit, and that crashed and burned. I learned that instead of like trying to like set myself up for disaster by saying I'm never going to do it again, as soon as day by day, and
Mhm.
day by day has
Yeah,
got me from Bakersfield to fucking Clarkston, Michigan, which is where I live now,
I
in the
love it.
Venice Township. It is gorgeous out here. Let me tell you, it is very nice. Life is good. I drink tea and cook every day, and like,
I
gotta,
love it.
gotta gotta start fishing once the weather gets better.
Michigan's beautiful. I mean, I saw on Twitter or something this morning you posted a video, and while I do kind of I have respect for Florida because it's my home, I cannot wait to move to somewhere that is as beautiful as the video that you posted because I love snow. It's just gorgeous.
Man, I Florida, oh man, Florida is a subject, but I love Florida. I'm gonna say I'm half Cuban right now.
There we go.
I'm not too hyped on Florida right now in their decision making, but
It's really rough, and like I totally agree with you. It's just like
dude,
it's crazy because like I'm here and like obviously I live in Tampa, so the Super Bowl was here this weekend.
yeah,
And we've pretty much been operating like nothing ever happened since about May. And we're almost about a year. We were closed. People like followed the rules for like about 2 to 3 months, and then nightclubs and stuff weren't open, but bars opened back up. And our governor made a rule that if you make more than 50% of your income off of alcohol and liquor sales, you're able to be open at a higher capacity to make that gross profit back. So ever since that happened, it's just kind of been like a whirlwind of like do whatever the fuck you want.
wow,
And that's about it. He's just taken like the stance when he like whenever he speaks and he does press conferences, he's very like pro school, pro work, pro all this stuff. And like I totally get it. Like I appreciate that he's giving people the choice, but at the same time, like the total lack of disregard for health and like me
complete,
yeah, completely like
complete,
disregarded.
complete. My great aunt just passed away from her
Uh,
housekeeper having it, and she had lived to the ripe age of like, and what's really fucked up is you got a lot of people that'll say, oh, it's only going after the weak and the old, and it's like,
that's
my
not true.
grandmother, my great aunt Tita did not live to 92 years old to be killed by a virus that her housekeeper brought in, and
Yeah.
that you could correlate to probably that housekeeper's youth or their child bringing it in because of
Hmm.
the way it's out there like that. So, since that, I found that out while I was doing the drive-ins, and I do want to talk about this. I am
Yeah.
no longer playing shows this year. I have pulled from every kind of show I'm going to do. This is something I've been talking about with friends and family for a while. Um, I don't think gatherings of any kind are safe anymore, or have been really for that matter. Um, people can talk into the who's and whys that park and that, not park and rave, but that the drive-ins happen.
Yeah.
The underlying thing that I thought about a lot was, while I was doing it, I got a lot of messages of people being like, yo, after party here, after party there. I started thinking about it, and it's like, it's like, it still kind of incites a gathering, at the end of the day, people are still going to get together. So while I'm glad I was able to give my fans a safer alternative than the other outcomes that were happening, and at least able to like try and preach a message while I was DJing that like you should wear masks and we shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
I think the best move, talking with some great friends of mine and, getting a lot of good support from my peers, is backing off from all shows this year, all kinds of DJing. I mean, live streams obviously, but like I've got a lot of music and a lot of soul searching that I've been doing lately. I've been really, really, really working on that and trying to just be a better person overall, just to myself even, there's a lot of things that, sorry to jump around, but
no, please, no, talk. I'm here for you to talk. No, go, lay it on me.
A lot
I'm
of people
so
want to
happy
help.
to hear this from
A
you.
lot of people want to help everybody. There's a lot of people that do that want to help others. They want to help you. There's this friend that wants to help us and that. But the ones that don't help themselves first, sometimes are the ones you have to watch out for.
Yep.
I found that in so many different ways that, you got to watch out for the ones that are not helping themselves out, but helping everyone else, because it's a reckless aspect I've learned. And it's taught me this last year, taught me that to have my back first. And I didn't have my back for a long time. And
you have to
in every sense, have your back and be at least proud to be in the day. You don't have to be somewhat in a great mood. You could be depressed. Just be proud to exist sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a silent victory right there.
The way that I look at it is that, like, we're in this weird ass time. We're in a time that our grandparents, our great grandparents have never fucking gone through some shit like this. And like,
so it's the influenza at least.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. And our life is so short in the grand scheme of the universe, and it's here before us, and it'll be way here long after us, and all we can take into consideration are the things that we have a possibility to control as ourselves. Some things we cannot control. We can't control what other people do. We can control what us ourselves do. And like what you were saying about the shows, like go
that brings into play right here what I wanted to say is that's what artists have a huge example, because we cannot control what others do, but we can damn sure set a good example that thereby leads to decision making. I won't say that's better decision making, but yeah, like think about any artist right now that has a big voice or message, and the like insane amount of followers that come with that, and then the wild beliefs you can throw at followers like that will kind of believe anything if you're a solidified enough person. He's like, so that's why I really think, with what you just said right there, you can't change nobody. There's nothing we can do. My best thing I've learned is to just lead the best example. Like I try to be a good example to my friends by not bothering them all the time. I'm not always calling them. Like, check up on your homies, but you know what? I still got to worry about myself, because this is a bunch of, if I'm going to start calling everybody, I better be able to wake up early enough in the day to make sure that I can check on every single friend while getting a lot of things done. A lot of us are at home. But there's no routine anymore.
No.
There's no routine.
No.
There's no routine. It's like, wake up, my bed is right there. My studio's right here. My bed is right there. It's like I could literally dive into it from there. And for a lot of people, that's kind of crushed routine. So for me, like, I'm kind of lost where I was going with this, but like, it's a real day-to-day process.
It is. Well, you have to have so much. I mean, just doing this to begin with, in a regular life, how things were, it takes an amazing amount of self-discipline and self-diligence to keep yourself on a schedule, because you know how easy it would be for you to roll in bed and just hang out there all day, or for me to go to my bedroom next door and just hang out all day. That's how easy it is. And especially now where you don't have these, like, I feel like beforehand it was like you make the tracks to debut them in shows, to release the tracks, to play the shows, to support them. And now it's like, without you being on tour, you being on these support tours, headline tours, whatever it may be, festival circuits, it's like there's this little facet that I've discussed with my peers where there's no real deadline in your mind. There's no like self deadline.
There isn't. But what I think that this gives right now, and what I think really, really is to be thought of and to be kind of looked at from this, is now the power and the message of your art. how much you
Yes.
have to really work into it. And what, like, for me, that means that, like, my next release, which, by the way, that EP I put out is a year old. I'm going to put out stuff. I want to put out stuff, like, I know a lot of people can do this too. I sing and I rap, and I do a lot of stuff in between.
Yep.
And I've got a lot that I want to put into this project that I'm now seeing in this light. That I'm now seeing, because I'm not playing shows all the time.
I was about to say, without quarantine, you would have never come to that thought.
Yeah, because, like, I could do it. You know, me and Boogie T would rap at 4 a.m. at the after party to each other. But, like, I'm sitting there going, like, why am I not applying myself? You know, why? And it was something because of, like, my touring schedule and then my drugs and my alcohol, where it was just like, But now that I'm at home and I see that a lot of content, like, I just put this EP out. This is the first time I put an EP out in, like, 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing what the input really is in this, and, like, what the power of the input is in this. And, like, what I'm seeing more or less now is that, like, I want my next releases now, I want my next music to be like fucking music videos, yo. Like, I'm dead ass, like, sharing with you shit that I haven't told anybody. Like, I'm about to archive my entire Instagram and every post I ever made and just go dark for a little bit, and just probably spend the rest of this year in some type of hermit mode where I'm not always on social media every day, because I ain't playing no shows, you know? I'm not
absolutely.
Like, goodbye. So I want to really give myself this time to hone in on those things. I had this EP I was about to put out with this guy. I don't want to drop names right now, but I was about to put out EP with this guy. We were working on this rap shit together, and then he turned out to have views that I don't agree with, like, super last minute, and that fucking crushed me. That I was like, damn, this guy that I was, like, so tight with, my boy, ends up being a dickbag and having shitty views on women that, like, is self-reflecting on me. I'm like, I cannot put work. And it was like the week we were about to put shit out, and it's all over these people's Instagrams. Like, homeboy is, I'm not dropping names, but, like, what that did for me, though, was open my eyes and be like, you know what? It's time to really grab this by my own hand and do this myself.
It's in your control.
Yeah. And then that same week, I called my manager, and you know, they like, God bless their souls, but, like, I just can't look at offers right now. I look at offers and I'm like, no, fuck no. I don't want to do it.
And unfortunately, I feel like the influx is just going to become more and more as these states are starting to open. And what you said before, we're going to go back to what you were just saying, but what you said was a great point about you playing the safe drive-in show, but then there being after parties, and then there being pre-games, and then there being the fact that there's 6 people stuffed in a car with each other where you don't know if they're living parents, you don't know if they're here. And that's how I look at the Super Bowl. And I think there was this huge thing.
Thank you. That's why people are saying, like, why can't ravers, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
and I think people are missing the point. They're missing the point that it's not about the Super Bowl. It's about the Migos show and the Kodak Black show and the pre-parties and the bars and the rallies that all surrounded itself around the Super Bowl happening safely. So it was about the other factors that made it a contender to be a hugely negative event.
And that's what I noticed when I was on tour with this drive-in thing. I was on tour driving with my homies, and I was like, dude, like, when we got to Texas, it was just like everybody there. And the next couple of states in between, same thing. It was everybody, like, completely these after parties.
Damn.
And, like, you know what? Like, I went to some. I would go just to see what's up, and I'm like, wham. Like, I just regret even being here in a sense. I regret. Because it's like, this is not a time to do this. And
that's like a house party. That's like nothing, no regards.
Man, I've been there. And I'll be honest. I want to be honest right now, you know? And it's like the things I saw, like, just while I was like, damn, dude, like, I don't feel right. Right now, what I feel like what is right and what needs to be focused on is the message in music. Artists need to stop giving so little of fucks now. They have artists.
That's really what I'm saying. Get off Twitter and go focus on your craft.
Off Twitter. Focus your craft, and then you'll realize who the fucking, the fucking snakes are around you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I feel like that are still, like, always worried about what everyone else is doing. And at the end of the day, that's again why I'm like, I go through my DM requests sometimes, and I'm like, what the question?
Whack shit, dude. Whack shit.
People have to say about, like, And so for me, I'm like, you know what? Why save myself the negative energy and the construct of trying to put anybody in check or correct anybody who's right or wrong, which will never happen. Like in the same way you can't tell your mother who's a heroin addict to take the needle out of your arm. You're not going to tell some fucking dude who's got some opinion about you how he's wrong and you're right. Even if you are right and they're wrong, you're sitting there.
It's a waste of time.
It's literally a waste of time. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you got a little one too. We should.
I have a little one.
Get mine. Let me get mine.
Get yours. Okay, this is my little one. Kira Bear. Oh, I have to get her ball. Go get your little one.
Oh, come here. Here he comes. I just woke him up.
Oh my goodness.
Jared.
Oh, what a cutie. This is my bean. Kira. Hi.
Oh, wow. That's a dog right there.
That's a dog. She's a doggy.
It's like a little chunky squirrel dog.
Oh my goodness. How adorable.
Baby, look at that.
What a bean. Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh, the big stretch legs.
She's like, Dad, please don't stop.
It's a boy.
Really? Oh
boy.
my goodness. Garrett? Derek. Oh my gosh. What kind of dog is he?
He is like several different kinds.
Total mix.
Yeah.
Mine is a mini husky mix with a shepherd and something else, like a corgi.
This is Minnie right here. You see this little Minnie? Look at this.
Oh my God.
It's too much.
My heart and the outfit. He's like, all right, Dad. All right. I love it. Oh my goodness. What a hoot.
All right.
I love the setup you have in your room too.
Like, that's my bathroom right in there, which I'm always in. So I decided to put a bunch of posters in there and put like a shit ton of shit. You can always see it on my Instagram. I've got like every kind of makeup and like.
I love it. I love it.
I got like CDJs here, which are dirty and like.
Nice.
Put this around. There's my toys right there. I got the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh shit.
My giant computer. This is my desk. This is my coffee and my weed.
You have everything you need. Oh, look, there I am.
Everything. I have everything right here. I'm like happy. I'm very, very.
Well, that's the space that you have to have. This is the first time too. I have my own little studio. We kicked all of our roommates out during quarantine. We were like, everybody go, because everybody's home working. They've been sent home pretty much indefinitely. So everybody got their own place. I kind of been building this studio from scratch. And I feel like it's so important to have right now a creative space and a safe space that you can work in 110%. And kind of be your own in. Because if not, it's just so easy to get absorbed in the phone. And like back to what you were saying, like this is just such a time where I'm so happy you're saying that too. Because I find myself like writing pop music and writing shit that is like so far from bass music.
Dude, I've been writing R&B. Dog. Like I wrote an R&B song. I've been writing like death metal again. I used to be in a death metal.
Yes, I was in a hardcore band, punk band, total. Yeah, I feel like
work on some music, which is
yes, I would love that. I feel like so many producers have honestly come from metal in bass music.
100%, 110%, 110%. I see that a lot, definitely. I wanted to talk about like just the rate of progression lately with music and how I feel like in this year we're going to see a lot of these artists snap and show these sides that are like,
I agree.
Some are frightening, some are
We've already seen it. We've already seen it out.
More than ever.
We're in the process of witnessing it from the ground up.
100%.
So like where do you see this like cuz like you're fucking dope and like I appreciate you coming on my podcast so much and like you see me for like who I am and shit, but like you're at like a level where on the touring circuit in bass music, like you fucking made it. Like you're doing your shit, you're enjoying it, but it's like where do you see like a lot of your colleagues going to? Like where do you see this like transparent to? Because I'm also seeing all these producers who like didn't get the limelight, finally getting the limelight because they make killer fucking music.
Yes. And people are seeing past the brand. And
which
is what I've prided my group on, like my pad of lunatics that I work with, like Subtronics and the gang and everybody that, I not only share management and agents with, but I happen to just be friends with. Like, people have guided me in such a great direction. Boogie T, Subtronics,
great guys.
Hesh, like Zaya, Vampa, fucking Bomber. Oh my God, all these people have been here through me for like the really, really hard times of this, and I've got to see a lot of humans just be human and make decisions, like, and this shit that's been good. And now I'm like, in this pandemic, I look to my peers and I see everybody kind of getting into their own lane.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting into their own lane and realizing that yes, like you can have a crew and you can have each other, but you've got to have, like I said, your back first. And
Yep.
there's a lot of people who don't have their own back. I did not have my own back for 6.5 years of this career that I've blown up and turned into this like rhythm person, this fucking like, you know, what you see is like just the combination of stuff that I have learned day by day on this tour, but also not applied myself all the way, which is a thing I've thought about. Like, you know, in this pandemic, I'm like, dude, if I applied myself 100% now, which I'm totally ready to do, like no drugs, and I've been doing, like I've been
Yeah. That's
drinking
beautiful.
coffee,
I love it.
smoking weed, drinking books, you know, like I'm ready
I
to
got my medical card last week. I'm on the
there you
same
go.
exact like page. That's like literally all I like really need and do. And I feel like it's so easy to just lose yourself in it. And people don't understand that like you are different than Al Ross. Like I understand it's
Completely.
easy to get the two things compared and
I got
people are like,
lost in it. Let me tell
yeah,
you, I got lost.
yeah. So talk.
I got lost in Al Ross.
Mhm.
I hid behind it and then lost Alex behind that, and then started even making decisions that I was like, whoa, like I cheated on a pregnant girlfriend on tour. Piece of shit. Got kicked out of my house, was homeless, deserved that, you know?
Yeah.
Had to sell drugs again after that, you know? All because of Al Ross decision making. That was just like Alex was on autopilot and I had completely checked out. Like I was a fucking dumbass, selfish prick, baby princess, little bitch who needed to get their shit together for many years, dude.
Yeah.
So many years. And I'll say that for all the girls that have had to put up with my shit and boys that have had to put up with my fucking bullshit. Like, there is so much I've learned from hiding behind Al Ross that has shown me that, like, the decision making I made and, like, gave to a lot of these people wasn't even Alex. It was like this, like, hey, how you doing? Like, I'm fucking Al Ross, Beetlejuice, say rhythm 3 times in the mirror and I fucking appear. But like, no, behind that is like a very dark retrospect of like drugs and alcohol that I thought needed to come with that. And like, I lost so much of myself. I did. And like, I'm holding back tears, but also like glad to still be here because like I haven't gotten a chance to talk about any of this stuff. Like,
no, absolutely. I'm so happy you're but you did it. You have to understand that you did it. And you had the choice not to do it and ignore what your inner Alex was saying.
But I fucking did it. I still did it. I made so many decisions on tour that were like, like, ooh, really? Like, like stay up how many days? And like, you know, don't need to drink. Like, you know what?
Well, that shit adds up too. And you eventually crash.
Oh my God. Ozzy Osbourne said it really good in The Dirt. The guy who played Ozzy Osbourne in The Dirt killed it. He's like, a life full of sex and drugs and alcohol will drive you fucking mad.
Yeah.
It kind of did. It drove me up the wall. I was like a fucking lunatic drug addict for a while. Like, and I hid it behind being really nice for so long.
Yeah.
I don't mind telling this to people because like if there's anybody who feels like they're hiding behind some facade, you don't have to be famous or anything. I'm just saying like if you're hiding behind something you feel like isn't you, be it drugs, your job, you're this, you're that, you're not alone. And it's okay.
No.
You're having a moment. You're having a moment. It's fine. Pick yourself up. You made some bad decisions.
Everyone has moments. Everyone does.
Yeah, and I'm here to tell you that like I feel great. I feel fucking good. I feel happy, and I like have learned from a lot of those pieces of shit decisions that I made. And it's like, you know, a lot of people I feel like we're faced with these decisions. That's why like everyone's friend group, it has like completely diminished right now, and everyone's like taking like their 50 friends and said fuck off and took like 2 of them that they're like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. You're spitting like straight truth. And like, honestly, this is the reason why I've like started this podcast and why I was so fucking happy that you could come on, because you are very transparent and like, you're the perfect example of someone that I'm so glad. And like, I had a feeling because you had been somewhat absent on social media. I'm like, people are finally doing them and they're putting themselves first before their appearance on social media.
I went through a really, really hard.
Yeah.
I went through a really hard period of like drugs and alcohol by myself during this pandemic, which really hurt and also showed me a lot of myself and like the decisions I was making on and off tour and how it was reflecting my relationships with these people and how people were going to look at me for the rest of my life. And like, you know what, the fan base I have, the queer fan base I have, the fucking amazing female fan base I have, the fucking dope ass dudes I've met on this tour, they're like I want to thank everyone who has put up with the tornado that is Al Ross, that has been the absolute embodiment of a fucking wrecking ball coming through with glitter on it. And it's like, I really appreciate all the nights. You know, I've had people house me across the fucking world, like bring
Yeah.
me in open arms with their family sleeping in the next room, or like, you know, or I'm after partying in like some, like, dude, best life ever I've had. And that's why I'm sitting here and I want to do more. I want to give back and I want to be more of an artist and I want to help these people who I feel like have given so much, not only to me, by helping myself first.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to help all these people with like advice or stuff like that, it's like take a step back and fucking give them the best fucking art in the world that's got a message that's undeniable.
That's
Right
the
now,
most help you can ever give someone. Is
yeah,
that
right
right
now
there?
my message is like make dubstep musty again. That is not how I feel right now. Like fuck that I ever made a Donald Trump joke. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
dude, it's time to do some like real soul searching. Everybody needs to do. Take a deep, long, hard look at yourself and realize like it's okay to not be okay, but also like, you know, now is the time to fucking fix up
Now's the
what we
time to
are.
do it,
Yeah.
because what you said earlier, how you kind of at like the snap of a fingertip, all the shows disappeared and everything got flipped upside down. It's going to be the snap of a finger when certain states open and everything's going to ramp right back up. So people need to take the time to step back and do some inner reflecting, no matter who the fuck you are. This isn't just to artists. This is to everybody, you know?
Everybody.
It's to
Literally.
everyone, because
I
I
learned a
think
lot from this shit.
people are just really fucking mad at the world right now, bro.
And themselves
And
too.
themselves.
I've
Yeah.
been very mad at myself for very long, but then I took it out on others, and I didn't really like look at myself, and like I didn't really look at like what that behavior of holding that in and not
And it builds up, and then you exude it in different ways that you don't necessarily see as you putting it out on other people, and it just downpours.
It sucks, and it's everywhere, and everyone's pissed, and like it's just boom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's so dope that you're kind of starting to take your art in a direction where it's going to just have you all over it, because I think there's something that has to go into like this listenability, especially how kind of dubstep and bass music goes hand in hand with live shows, where now, since the 98th percentile of this world does not have those kind of outlets for that kind of music, people are starting to listen to more cohesive bodies of art and shit with rappers and shit with singers and all of this different stuff that's more streamable and more listenable. So it's like to see that you have that interest and like you have these other musical backgrounds that you hate. Yeah, then this is like that time. Like this is that time where you sit and you take the time to do it, because I just hate it, because I feel like DJs or producers and artists, you know, their content is shit that takes months, if not years, to put together. And like in their albums and this and that. But the way that our society goes nowadays, it's like, not only do we have to be doing that, the content that they expect from artists is not necessarily even like craft absorbed. It's more like the funny tweets, the copy pasta.
It's content absorbed.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's like the variation of, oh, I posted my music and my music gets 1/4 of the engagement as a fucking selfie or as a fucking crazy video. It's like that shit needs to change. And like, I don't know how we're going to change it. Like, I don't know.
It's by going through this. It's by going through these emotions and like, I think, honestly, damn, that weed is strong. I think honestly, also being able to really take a look at yourself in every sense of serious, like artists and fans alike, and be like, why do I listen to this person? Why? Like, look at what's happening with Marilyn Manson right now. Like it's so weird that all these moms in the 90s are sipping their tea being like, I fucking told you, motherfuckers. Like, he was fucking crazy. But look, you know, and it's like,
that shit's wild.
Coming out now, also right after the Bass Nectar and the Space Jesus and all this and that. And it's like, it's showing that like now that the illusion is gone. No matter how high up the rank is, there is deceit and there is the really dastardly deeds being done. There's a lot of really fucked up shit at the very top. That's
a lot of fucked up shit.
I've seen some of that shit. I saw like the fucking Datsick thing was a heartbreak. It was just disgusting to see, like being on that tour. And then I got back there in the green room and I'm like, man, why do I feel so uncomfortable right now? Like, God,
yeah.
Like you're wearing makeup. This is before I came out as gender non-binary.
Yeah.
My girlfriend at the time feeling extra weird too. It's like there's signs and shit that you don't.
So was this before or after? This was Okay.
What I
Okay.
paid for it. Yeah. I think I've seen this shit, and it's like people needed this wake up call. The virus, unfortunately, was not something we needed. We did not need people to die, but people needed to see the illusion that's been all around us, and it's like not in this like super tinfoil hat way where it's like, you need to just digest what's around you and just pick apart what you think is, you know,
Yeah.
God, it's hard to even talk about because like
It's so
I do want to talk about this in this podcast, but I also don't because it's like for me, our music needs to absolutely reflect politics and music needs to be that voice too. But it's like also in a sense, man, I'm like, whew, there's a lot to talk about.
it's a lot to talk about. And I think it's
Like I just told you so much, and it feels
no, it's
so,
beautiful. I
so
appreciate it. This is
good.
exactly what this is here for because there's so little outlets that don't filter what people see about artists and filter what people know or X, Y, and Z. And even interviews are filtered. And this is a completely transparent conversation that opens a lot of doors and touches on a lot of topics that people rather turn their head to than discuss it. And I think I love it. I think this is the first time because of the pandemic. It doesn't, it's not just kind of off a whim. It definitely correlates with everything being shut down. That
It
people are
does.
starting to pay attention to these things that need to be talked about: mental illness, drug and substance abuse, and alcohol abuse, and sexual assault, and all this shit with minor girls. It's all fucked.
It's
It's
fun.
all
Yeah, I've
fucked.
seen it.
And there shouldn't be room for people in this industry who take part in those things. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because I think the hive and the seed is a lot more deeply rooted than we see it is even now.
Oh yeah.
And
It's like there's like, dude, this is like some like, oh man, I don't know.
do
Because
we
now I'm gonna start like,
no. You don't know. You don't have to say anything, but I think people just need to not think it's always all on the artist as well. There are teams behind these artists that I think the regular consumer don't understand.
oh, totally. There's teams that are like puppeteering these artists that have no idea what the fuck was going on. They had no idea what the fuck they were in for so much of this shit. And like, dude, like the ride that like you can get taken for so many things is like it's insane.
Especially if you are currently going through having a substance
Oh my
problem or a
god.
drug
That's like
problem.
I was so high that time. I fucking made those terrible decisions to cheat on my girlfriend and then finding out she's like pregnant after and I'm on this tour and I'm like, fuck. Like I'm touching on that again because it's like people need to know that like, underneath the rock star lifestyle becomes like this really zombie like mentality and way of thinking that got me to realize that like holy fuck, as good of a person quote unquote as I am or people may think as I am, is it's like dude, I still made really that's a gnarly decision to make. I'm saying that
Everyone makes
but now think
mistakes.
about people that have allegations against them. It's like, dude, I saw what a little bit of power and a drunk DJ can get done. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Yep.
you're like the coolest motherfucker in the room, like people will do anything in that night. If it's like
Yeah.
after midnight, you're fucking God.
Yeah.
Like from then to
And
like
that needs to be killed. That mentality needs to
yeah,
be
that's what I'm talking about
killed.
right now. It's just like that's why I saw that because like I was able to make these choices where it's just like, whereas it's like thinking about like the extremes others would go to with choice. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like that's when I see these allegations. I'm like, that's just probably fucking true, bro. Like all
Yeah.
that shit is fucking true, and I hate when people try to be like, oh, because they were fucked up. Bro, I take full responsibility for everything I did. That's why I'm saying this right now. It's just like, oh, it wasn't because I was drunk, so I went to rehab and like, I realized I was a piece of shit because I cheated on my girl because I was drunk. No, I made that choice because I chose to remove my filter and which like from then on I had to been faced with ways of thinking that I needed to do for so long, like a complete overhaul of myself and like my whole outlook on life because my fans are my everything and I want them to feel like they are not alone, like no matter what, like what you've done, as long as you haven't fucking hurt anybody, like
Absolutely.
there's like you can come back from a lot of things and like
And the
I'm
transparency is like what
so
I feel that people need to kind of embody, especially an artist of your size or larger. Because I think before this pandemic, people and per se artists and their teams really took advantage of the platform that they have and the influence that they have on their fans and on the people that follow them and the position that they're in. And what you said earlier is that I solely believe I look at my job as if I was a fucking broker on Wall Street and doing it, because when I clock in, I'm there to do the best that I can do and set the best example that I can. And if and I think it starts with the artist, because you know who everybody looks to is the artist. So the way that you're handling yourself and the way that you're portraying yourself in a professional setting is going to set the tone for every girl who wants to fuck you, for every girl who wants to do this. And that's how you get in these sticky situations once drugs and alcohol become involved.
Oh, and especially once they're gone, because everyone's not so nice anymore once they're all gone. Like, once all the ketamine's gone, everyone is very not heady anymore. And like,
yeah.
So like, it's like something I've learned with this, that I feel like right now it's good to take this in and it's good to talk about this stuff. And I'm willing to talk about it because it's like I made these choices and they suck, but I'm still here.
But you're still here, and
glad to still be here. I'm so glad.
90% of it is like saying like, hey, okay, that wasn't the best decision that I made
at all, but like needed to happen, because now I got to take a long hard look at myself once everything was taken away, and once now I'm not, fucking Jesus Christ rhythm superstar anymore. It's like, dude, you're at home like broke. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm ready for the rest of this year to be struggling. Like, the drive-ins, thank you so much. That money helped. I'm not doing that shit again though, because like all it did really was just give me anxiety and make me have to get on fucking planes and get tested and quarantine myself. And like when it comes down to it, it's just like, dude, I should have been at fucking home the whole time. There's money to be made at home. There's like nobody, and that's what I'm working on right now too. Is it's like, really solidifying. Okay, I'm broke right now. I'm struggling. How can I come through these next parts? Which again, I don't have a problem with saying. A lot of artists have a problem saying that their money problems. Like, my whole career was based off this shit. I was in prison before this. I was in like jail. I've been on the streets. I've been homeless. I have been raped. Like, I have like had it coming to me upside down in so many ways where it's just like, fuck, you should give up, but no, I keep going. And it's like, I want to also convey this message in my music, because then for me to make bad decisions like that, it's like, that's not the example I want to be. That's so I want to talk about it, and I'm so glad I've been able to, by not only being on your podcast, thank you very much, but having just a platform and the fan base that I do.
Yeah, and they're going to accept you for whatever you are. And I think the thing that I'm like, holy fucking shit, Alex, I fucking respect the fuck out of you, is because a lot of artists, and not even artists, a lot of individuals can't say, hey, this is my problem. They rather say, no, it's your fault, and it's your fault, and it's your fault, and it's not my fault.
Exactly. It's my fault. It is my problem, and it's my thing that I made in my perfect little world of decision making, which is like what a lot of people, what I'm saying, you need to take a look at yourself. Not the Al Ross brand. Now, I'm not saying nobody take a look at yourself. Don't look at, dude, I looked past that and I was like, that doesn't need to be the best thing about me. That was what I thought also for so long, was it's like this career that I spent my entire life climbing this mountain for. And now I just bring all that with me, and I'm just like, this is the best thing I have to offer. And then the world is burning around me and I don't see it because I have party shades on 24/7. That is my career. Metaphorically, that sucks, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like, I think this was the best thing that could have happened. Like, I am so fucking glad to be alive. I'm so glad to have the fans I do, to be here, to have friends like you, and to have done, because the journey along the way that I've learned is the best part. This, what I've learned, what I've been able to now share retrospectively and introspectively with my fans and with you, is the best gift of all. So it's like my DMs now, I'm trying to keep more open than ever, and I'm trying to read more things. It was really scary for me. I want to talk about also something for a little bit, to go through my messages for a while. I get such anxiety going on social media. You guys have no idea. It's crazy. Like, you get old enough, like I'm 30 years old. You get to my age where you've been doing it as long as I have, and you start worrying about really weird things. Like, I'm like Googling my name to make sure people, and I'm seeing that people are Googling to see how old I am, or like Googling to see, because you can look up, if you type up blah, 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 you can see what the most common search is with that. And dude, I would start doing that on Twitter a lot and going to see what people are talking about.
Twitter gives me nightmares.
It's not that
I'm only 24 and I have nightmares about Twitter, so I have the anxiety too.
I want to talk about this too because it's like that's so unhealthy.
Yeah.
And it's so not okay. And there's so many things that, like, you know, at the end of the night, sometimes we all take our phone to bed and we're just like, fuck, dude. Like for me, for example, my old thing used to be I would lay in bed and I'd be like, fuck, I just don't have enough likes as sudden death or subtronics. These are my dudes that I came up with, ignoring that I get like 4,000, 2 to 4,000 on a picture, you know, and I've got this amazing almost 40,000 on Insta. I'm losing myself because I'm unconsciously comparing myself to everyone because I'm not putting the phone down. I'm not being in the moment. More than ever since this pandemic, I've like literally like tossed the phone out the window, even though I bought a new one this year. I've tossed the phone out the window and pulled in everything I can in myself, be it my art and be it so many different things. And I've tried to just kind of let things go, like let more go. I saw this sign.
And live in the present, not in the phone.
Yeah.
Live in the life that's going on, because I don't care what news you're reading about, what drama you're reading about. That is not your real life.
It's not. I do care. I care about this, and it's like my dog. If I have enough money to feed me, my dog, the people I live with, you know, am I able to get through the day? If I got my smokes, you know, like,
yeah,
am I good? I'm good. If I got my comics, I'm good. I've gotten really simple with things and slowed it down in a lot of ways, a lot of stuff. And I, again, really thank you for having me on your show because it's been really nice to talk about.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I literally love this so much. And you have to understand that like every person that listens to this is going to be like, this is amazing. Like, this is what I feel like, unfortunately, so many people in our industry need to do, and they haven't done it yet. And it's just personal battles. And like, even like myself, even people who, what you said is the most dangerous thing is when you find someone who gives and gives and gives, and then they don't ever talk about themselves. They don't really, you know, say how they're feeling, say this and that, because those are the people that in their mind are in a really dark place a lot of the time.
Energy vampires.
Yeah.
Energy vampires. That's the thing we got to watch out for too. Is like this year I've seen so many of them come.
Okay. What's an energy vampire? Tell me the definition. An energy vampire
is somebody who's around you to suck the purity that is the goodness of your individuality out of you. And that comes in many different forms. People who want to help you, you know. Why do you want to help me? Why are you helping me? You know, even if there's someone that I've like, you know, been in a financial disposition with where I'm like, I need, you know, something out of you. Why am I going to let you tell me what to do?
Yeah.
You know? What is hell? You know, like, fuck trying to save anybody. The only people that can do that are like Jesus Christ and like fucking brain surgeons.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can't save or change nobody. This is back to the examples thing. Where I'm like, that's why I'm sussed out by people that want to, you know, I just want to help all my friends, dude. And like, you know, just like, it's like, no, you don't. You want to suck all the creativity out of, I don't know, man. I could sit here and just blah, blah, blah.
No, but for real, like that,
like a lot of those. Y'all got to watch out.
Yeah, that hit home real bad because I like, and I think you are the same way too. A lot of artists are. I'm someone who tries to see the best in someone even when they aren't good. Yeah. And I'll let them into like my circle and I'll give excuses. My boyfriend has been like my light and tell all for this because, you know, I'll be telling him about my like a relationship with someone or a friendship or like, oh, hey, there's this new person who came to me and da-da-da-da. And he's like, dude, they're fucking using you, bro. He's like, they're fucking using you. He's like, I know you don't want to be that person, but he's like, they're going to use you dry. They're going to look the other way and they're going to walk the fuck away from you.
It's true, dude. It's like so many people do that. And it's like they were doing that. Now people before it was so easy to do that.
So easy.
Now it's a little harder because people are like seeing a lot of these things. It's like kicking a lot of their. Once I cut a lot of the people out of my life that I thought were like these really dope ass people that I met along the way that are like dope, but it's like there's only a handful that I feel like really understood, and it's like back to what you were saying. It's like my mess the. You don't see these things in people. You're like, oh, I'm going to help them, you know? And then you're like, wait, there's a reason why nobody likes you. Like, you know, there's a reason. Oh, yeah, that's why. Because you suck. And, like, I suck too, but why am I going to fucking – you suck more in a different way. Why am I going to fucking tell you to do this when I kind of suck too, but, like, you suck. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, how am I going to tell some motherfucker, like, Me, for example, again, back to like I've done some shit. People love me. I'm so hyped on that. But
Yeah.
again, what comes with it is the decision making. I don't critique people's music. Do not send me your music for feedback because I will not tell you because I don't think I have the right to critique your music just because I'm out Ross. Go ask your boy who makes music with you at your rate in your mindset. Not some artist who's going to give you their biased opinion, their over-caffeinated opinion on a Tuesday.
Art is literally biased. Art is all biased.
It's all biased, and it's a repertoire of like your fucking innermost.
Do what you want to do, dude. Like literally, I just like I'm sick of hearing the same type of music come out on every single label. Like, do something different. Don't have a drop in a song. Don't have a drop. Just literally. Fucking write, sing, rap, do some spoken word shit. Like, do shit that you don't think people would listen to because I'm telling you right now, the second that you do something like that, they'll listen.
Take risks, like look at all the like the great art, like rest in peace Sophie, who just recently passed.
Yes.
That is like
icon.
Fuck, that's what I'm talking about, yo. That's like that person right there who started in electronic music. I remember seeing like shows where it was like, just like the Lemonade era and like
insane credit.
Pop star, now pop star.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Angel. But yeah, it's really like awakening I've had recently where I'm like, I want to touch fans on that level. Like I want
absolutely.
I want to go mega mainstream so that all can hear my message because like mainstream music, Sophie said this best, and I'll quote Sophie. Mainstream music is the best because it's for all and everyone knows it's not like underground music that's ultra inclusive and you have to know oh my god like the cool new rhythm,
very niche,
the new rhythm song that no one gets. It's like holy shit, like,
yeah, you can't have it.
No, it's like pop music is for everybody. You go to the liquor store and like everybody knows Kesha. You know? You go to fucking 7-Eleven, I only call you when it's half.
Got the Weekend jamming.
Yeah, like, dude, that guy same started off in the underground. Like, I remember the first Weekend jam where it was like you had like producers like Joy Division backing him up and like, not Joy Division, Joy Orbison. Sorry, Joy Orbison and like fucking Burial and like this super underground like post dubstep shit. Same with James Blake, bro. James Blake was like all self-produced, literally a dubstep artist, and like started singing, and it's like, boom,
beautiful.
Like, that's when like these people realize that there's a level to the mainstream that's accessible to all, where like your message truly is pure, and it's like.
But the connectivity is at such a wider span when you hit that level to really like and this is what I have a problem with. I don't not necessarily have a problem with. If you want to make art, but like make art with the intention of emoting a feeling or emoting a message or emoting something to somebody, because that's the way that we talk. That is our language. And music is a language that is completely universal. One of the only things in the whole entire world that people can connect with. And like, if every artist sat down with the intention of making something to connect with someone, whether it's lyrics, whether it's sound, whether it's feeling, whether it's that psychological shit mixed into the way that you're writing, I think that the power of it would be unreal.
Unreal, with like the purity of like just the like let me reel that back.
Mm-hmm.
The purity of like a self-message that is just like undeniably and unapologetically you, I feel like people love the most, which is where like a lot of my brand, I feel, or not brand, but like where the brand formed in is, and in why a lot of people like me is because it's like this unapologetic, just I am here, this is me right now.
You light up a room. That's what you do. Even in the times that you said you've done a self-reflection, you've done X, Y, and Z. I don't care where you were at. In the time that I've known you, every time you were in a room, you lit it up. And I think that's a quality that a lot of people, including myself, are scared to have because of social media nowadays.
It's terrifying because like you're immediately like the talked about person, or like the, God, when I was high, I almost knew, like when I was high as fuck on tour, I almost loved encountering people that I knew would talk shit about me later. I'm like, yes, let me like kick in this fucking door. Hello, hi, how are you? I'm not slabbed. How are you doing? Good? Okay, like good, right, kiss it, bye, I'm going to my next show, peace. Like, and it's like, instead of like getting really bitter with people, as like a lot of people do, is it's like, there is only so long you can smile through your teeth at people, but like I do love to see the fakeness come with like, you know, like I'm in a space yacht on a certain day and somebody just like
Well, that's what our industry
ripping
is.
ass to you about like they're just like, you know, dude, we should work together, like link and build. Why are you trying to link and build with me at 2 a.m.? You know, get out of here. I can't hear nothing. Boom, my ears hurt. Who's this guy? Boom, not my chair, not my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. All right. Boom. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's like I'm so proud. I'm proud to be in this position, and I want to do more. So like what you've all heard right now is like some of the first things I've told anybody and gotten a chance to, and there's going to be a lot more. And I want to give back, and I want to.
No, it's amazing. And I think there's like this discussion where it's like paving the way for the next generation of people coming up underneath you. And I don't think that there's a lot of people who are doing that per se right now. And there's so much talent, great talent that is going unrecognized, unnoticed. And it's never on the shoulders of one individual, but it takes people like you in your position with your platform to start hindering that transition that X's out the gatekeeping in our industry.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean is I want to present this individuality where it's like, yo, I'm fucking 30 and I just figured out I'm non-binary and I'm here to tell you that I have no idea what I'm doing and like you can come along the way while I figure this all out.
Yeah.
DJ with no record box and fucking just like.
But like this is your life and like people need to understand that like I need the top tier DJs to stop posting pictures with their fucking Ferraris and start talking to their fans because their fans aren't buying Ferraris. Like I'm so glad that you worked so hard to get where you're at right now, but you're not relating to the people who put you in the position that you're in. And like be transparent, like be there for them, like actually legitimately be there for them. And like that's the most you can do.
Monetarily or like, you know, word of mouth, but like to physically be there for someone and actually like, you know, I have like a handful of people to thank for that along this journey, you know, there's some that have like done everything for me. And what it comes down to, I think really is just the gratitude I have for the small few that I've seen stick around through a lot of this, you know. I love my fans to death.
Yeah.
I love them so much. That's what I'm getting out of this. I love them. And the fan base has grown, but the day one fans, man, my homie, I play with him on Apex, Test the Limits. That guy's been to like every show of mine on the West Coast. There's another fan who like, God, this story breaks my heart, but it's like him and his brother started listening to my music together. His brother showed him, these two brothers, showed him my music. I used to see them at all my shows. They travel all the time, and then one day I see them and I'm at Fright Night and I'm like, I saw one of them and I was like really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yo. So where's your brother? He's like, my brother passed away. He's like, my brother killed himself. Or something is it? Or not?
Holy shit.
My brother is not with us. I don't want to say that wrong.
Yeah.
He's not with us in what you are. And I don't want to name him because
no, absolutely.
He said, but your music and, you know, he showed me you. Keeps me going. And like, dude, I think about that guy all the time. I think about him and his brother all the time. You know, I think about
that's the reason that you keep going is for people like that.
And like my boy who I play Apex with, Test the Limits. Like, dude, that guy's the best. Like it's like my career has been the most beautiful introspective journey to like my manhood, like when I was like before I identified as non-binary. Like I grew in this career where it was like I was raped in the beginning of my career by an older man, and it really fucked me up, but cracked it cracked me in half. And like what you saw come out, the Al Ross that like that butterflied from that was because of that in a weird way. Like I rose from that. It's not because of that. It was because I put my foot down and I said, you know what, this person who made a 6'2", 220 pound feel like they were powerless. It made me realize a lot, and it put a lot in perspective with like the woman in me and a lot of stuff. you know. And did I handle a lot of that growing up, you know, with like my drinking, then through the career of like being famous and then talking to nobody about this in the beginning. Like, it fucking damaged me.
That'll fuck you up.
Fucked my decision making up so bad. I know for a fact that like I was like, well, I'm just gonna take like fucking four pills of ecstasy and like ride out this 3-day bender of 4 shows in 3 days with no sleep, and that kind of like repressed sexual fucking scarring under me, to where it's like, you know, I also met a lot of really fucking amazing men and women on this tour that I've gotten to spend nights with, you know, and just talk to and share my, you know, my body and mind with, like, you know, a lot of like lovers and friends and just like the best people that have helped me to get to here. And like, you know, I feel like I also owe it to them too, in a lot of ways, people. And there was some that I chased out of my life at the end of my career where they're like, dude, you're too fucked up. They're like, you're too wild. Though things coming out of my mouth even last year where I don't like. You know, that's what I'm saying.
And those are your true friends, by the way.
Growing. Yeah, those are my true friends right there. Yeah, like shout out Anna, who put me in check recently, who was like, yo, you suck, kind of. And I was like, damn. But it was like, dude, it's cool. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear my homegirl like really be like, bro, you kind of suck. And you're really nice, but like, I also looked at myself that it's like, it's fucking manipulative as fuck to be super nice, because then people want to give you stuff because you're so nice. And it's like, you know, that's what I'm saying, is it's like, watch out for the ones that are too nice. It's like, it's crazy, dude. This life has shown me so much, and I'm like so hyped to be able to talk about all this kind of stuff. And it's like, for all my fans listening, this is barely the beginning. Like, I'm showing you so much and more. Like, you know.
Yes, I'm so excited for you. And I think it's just like, I feel like an artist, as well as like, you know, you being a person, you being Alex, like as you go through your life, like you're not supposed to stay stagnant. You're supposed to explore and experiment and develop and mature and go through these different realms where like this is like the next chapter of you being an artist and you as an individual. Oh, and like that is so exciting, because it's like it's just the beginning for you, and you've done all this other shit already. And
so much,
you know,
so much shit.
So it's I love having these conversations, because a lot of people look from the outside and they don't understand that on the inside, this is how it is sometimes.
Yeah, some people are like fucking burning on the inside, and you don't know because they've painted this very beautiful outside that everything is okay.
Yeah.
You know? Watch out for even those, because like, dude, it's like I'm in my own lane now, and like to just kind of to really put a word on this is, it's like, I am fucking thankful, and I've learned so much, dude. I'm still learning a lot. About myself.
That's the point of life. You're supposed to learn. I don't trust people who say they've never made a mistake, because it's
oh my god, yeah.
I just don't.
Who says that?
It's wow. I need to get my fucking butt off Twitter.
I've heard I don't get depressed, which made me laugh.
And it's like it's more so the people who just put on that outer vibe of protection.
Yeah,
and I fall into that, and then you crash and you burn and you implode and you freak out on Twitter, and then you delete all your social media.
Twitter. That's not necessarily what I'm going for. Like I'm not gonna freak out.
No, absolutely not. That's how I feel. I'm like right there. I'm ready to be like, you know what, guys? Like, I fucking gotta provide for myself. Like, I gotta do X, Y, and Z. And like, if you don't agree with me, I'm gonna just go dark. Like, that's gonna be it. Like, and it's just sucks, because I just wish that, like, I feel like in our generation, like, it's the first to really like grow up with this whole social media thing. So I feel like we're almost like guinea pigs.
It's embedded in us.
It's embedded, dude. We're addicted.
Yeah, it's not even like we're growing up with it. It's embedded in our decision making, in our everything. And like for me, it's like I don't see myself like needing to network through social media, which I think is like totally dark. I don't see anything except like, you know, the next phase, which is like pretty soon I'm just probably gonna go dark for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm seeing this time is just like, this is the time to work. I'm working with my boy Vinny. We're working on this weed thing. I'm like helping him with this weed company out here in Michigan.
Yes.
I'm gonna make some money, put it in the right place. make some good moves this year. That's what I need to do is make some good moves and like
You
work on
already
myself.
are,
Work on
Alex.
myself. Thank you.
You already are. So
And
it's
coming out here was one of the first things. I'm sorry to interrupt you. One of
no,
the
you're
first
fine.
decisions I made that I felt like really kickstarted that because Detroit is so real.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, tell me about before we got on here. Tell me about LA, dude. Like, speak to all the homies who want to move to LA because they think that's where shit's popping.
Turn around and go back home. Go home. There's too many people. There's too many people there who now are and already were before, but now are doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just crowded. And it's just like not somewhere we need to be right now. Like LA is like already too full. The cost of living there is insane. Where I live, my backyard, I pay a quarter. I was living in the hood. I lived in a terrible area.
Yeah.
Shout out South Central, man. That's my 37th and Maple, man. But like I was paying $1,200 to live there. I pay $600 to live here.
That's crazy. Like the inflation is fucking insane. And I've just heard that it's just pretty fucking miserable there right now. And there's homeless people everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere because of fucking LA's poor decision making. They're everywhere because no one has anywhere to go.
So what's the answer then? So now I inquire to you a question. Give me the answer, Alex.
Because I am not the right guest to give that answer. Because I mean, like being homeless and seeing the way that we're treated, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. The shit that I'm hearing about, like downtown, about them torturing people by playing music all night. That is just fuck. Do you hear about that?
No. What the fuck?
Listen to this shit. They were fucking blasting the Barney theme song all night down there on Skid Row over and over. These business owners to try and scare homeless people away or keep them up. Can you imagine being kicked out of your home and you're on drugs and you have nowhere to go? You're not a bad person just because you're on drugs.
Yeah.
You have nowhere to go and you've made some decisions that are making you to the next phase of your life that'll probably lead you to be a better person. The best people I've met, the best things I've heard were with people with 3 teeth in their mouth. Told me the best things I've ever fucking heard in my life that have opened up humanity for me. That had one eye in their head. You know, that like, and the homeless people, it is not their fault. It is not. That is fuck Los Angeles for the way they treat those people. It is so fucked up. It is not their fault. Anybody that is homeless, I am getting worked up because it's why I got out of LA too. So I'm like tired of seeing it right now, and I need to work on getting my music up so I can get enough money to put that right. Because I want to go make that right. That is not right now. The way they are treating those people, they do not deserve that. These people need good health care. I don't care what drug that they're on. It does not matter. They're shooting fucking heroin into their foot. Doesn't matter. My mom shot heroin for so long. I smoked that shit for a little bit. Like, drugs don't make you a bad person. Like we need to stop also labeling the drug as such a bad thing. It's just
absolutely. And throwing somebody in prison for doing drugs instead of putting them in somewhere for reform or help.
Bad. No, they're like without the risk of sounding like fucking Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia on here. Like, dude, we are like in a really severe trial of like bad decisions with like banning drugs, especially on a synthetic level. Like there's a strain of synthetic cannabis, did you know, that was banned super early on, and it can, with the right, you know, it's known to give people like help with Parkinson's. It's helped to get rid of the shakes.
No, dude, when I just got my medical card, the paperwork I filled out and initialed next to were all of the scientific clauses and cases that they've ran on to help with multiple diseases. Multiple.
Dude, like it's so important. That's just cannabis right there. But like looking at even like CBD and like, you know, like the synthetic cannabinoids out there that are like, I think some are even banned, but like, dude, we need that shit. And it's like, again, back to like what I was saying with drugs.
Well, it's problems in our system. It's problems in our government.
Don't make us bad. It's these people and the decision making and like the at its core. And I think if anything, the drugs remove the filter
that they want you to stay in. To stay in this confined point of thinking.
So even if it's a bad drug that you're on per se, this person is, you know, we are like in a society where like alcohol is like Like I have alcohol ads taped up in my bathroom. Like they're fucking everywhere. What's up with Oregon right now? Everything's legal, so I heard.
I guess they're defunding the police and everything is legal.
Let's go, bro.
So we'll see how that works out.
Let's go. I'm buying whatever you want.
Well, the
Whatever
thing
you
that
want.
I don't fucking understand is
I'll be
like
there.
me as a person who is not a big drinker, especially coming out of fucking quarantine. I got fucking hammered the other night, dude. I feel like I was gonna fucking die. I threw up everywhere. And today I'm being told that my acid in my stomach has broken down, so my stomach's gonna fucking hurt for the next 5 days, 6 days. And
I got an ulcer. I got an ulcer from this.
Yeah. And it's like, how the fuck is that legal, but weed isn't?
That's
or
what
but
I'm saying,
this
yeah.
is like, how is that? How is that like?
I would
know
drink and
people,
smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. But this all starts with like political reform that's not being done and not being adhered to. Period.
Yeah, and also like bad examples too that aren't talking about this stuff.
Yeah, it's like fuck, dude. I just feel like it's such a pivotal time in our lives, and we're in our 20s and 30s, and we're just sitting here like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, yeah, I literally half the time I'm like, are we in a simulation? Like, are we here? Like,
we might be, and if we are, like, you know, it's a damn good one.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
This was inside my blunt.
Oh my god, what is it?
I opened up my blunt wrap and this fell out. It was like a half-finished wrap.
Oh, that's kind of concerning.
A weird time to be alive.
But no, so like, what's next, Alex? Is it self-exploration? Is it you're gonna do rapping? You're gonna just incorporate your whole full-bodied self into your music?
Yes.
And are you gonna keep Al Ross, or are you gonna start a side project? Explain that.
The name might get changed, but it might, dude. There's so many things to think about with it in between. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts, and I'm kind of just going with the flow right now. But it's going to be just adding more to this. It's not like I'm taking away the rhythm.
Yeah.
There's just going to be more. Like, look at Boogie T and, like, what comes with him, you know?
The trio. I love the trio.
Great,
I love the live music aspect.
Yeah, and, like, you know, for me, I think, like, really right now what you're going to see is just the more unapologetic me instead of the always incredibly nice, you know?
Well, you're a human. You're supposed to have feelings.
I'm gonna have more. Feel like more just like real content in a way. I don't know. It's hard to talk about it. It is so hard to put a label on something that has anything to do with me. But yeah.
But that's okay. You just do you.
You got it. You really got it in every sense. There's nothing that I think separates me from this bag of weed. Just like nothing separates you from your music except what you make of it. And like, if this is a simulation, like, fuck. Just like
literally, that's how I feel. Just
hello. Where do you live? Florida? Yeah.
Dude, I live in Tampa, Florida.
Yahoo.
I live in the butthole of America in everybody's opinion right now, but it's okay. It's all right. I just like wish people would understand that this is, you know, how our government set it up for us, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's beyond the people of Florida. It's not their fault. Like it's really not.
I don't know what to say.
Is, but it's also not.
It is and it's not, but like the way that I look at it is like if you give people the choice, they're always gonna do what they want to do and what benefits them.
Yeah, the way easier one,
Yeah. And you know, that's where we're at. And especially when you make people choose between a livelihood and, you know, their health, they're going to choose their livelihood. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And
what's easy, routine based at least, because it's like, go ahead.
Yeah. It's just, it's going to be really interesting because I don't know. I feel like everybody's like, oh, this is the new normal. We're not going back to normal, but it's like hard as fuck looking at other places in the world that are back to that kind of retrospect that we were in before this. And, you know, I would hope coming out of this, not only does our government get their fucking shit together, and if we ever were to go through something like this again, we wouldn't have to do this, but I hope that people just have more attention to their fucking hygiene, their health, all this shit. Like, I hope that carries on moving forward. And I don't know, dude. Like, it fucked us. Like, it really fucked our industry. It fucked a bunch of people. I just feel bad for a lot of people. I feel bad for the lives that continue to be lost. And I just feel like the lack of regard towards it is just slowly diminishing as people are finding no ways that the government is providing for people.
And the misinformation in between too, with like, with the way like, who can trust any cure when this is being said about that, or this is being said about that. And again, I'm not reflecting beliefs in that.
No, I'm not either. I'm literally just talking experience and opinion based.
I will fucking go get the cure or the virus, the antivirus, if that means I can go play shows again. Like,
yeah.
I will do it. I'll do it, and then like we'll figure it out in between there, and then like I guess it's like gonna be a thing, but it's like, dude, yeah, I don't know. The crazy thing to me is it's like I've been tested so many times. I have not got like, I don't want to talk about that. Knock on wood. Be like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Oh man, I feel so lucky. And like I've traveled and like, and then everything I thought about, I was like, yeah, I need to like really stay home.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's just wild because they don't understand it. And it's very hard to trust any official or even any like doctor on an official level per se when everything keeps changing so often.
Yes.
And like they're like, oh, like do this. Oh no, you don't have to do this. Oh, but you should be doing this. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, wait, what the fuck? Oh yeah. Your room is cool.
Thank you. I got my little wall I'm building. I got my desk and my keyboard and my
Grogu.
Yeah. Grogu, like look at my homies.
Yeah.
I got my homies right here. Oh shit. He came back. He's back. But yeah, dude, it's really dope. I've always worked in like a loft or a hallway for like ever. So now I have this like space and I'm working on like sound treating it and all this shit. So we're making a vocal booth in the closet. It's going to be all in house. It's the time.
It's the time. It's the time. What are you sipping on?
It's the time. I got my 3 shots of espresso here. I got my Grande Misto here.
There you go.
And I got my water here, my big gallon bottle of water. But I don't know. I might have a caffeine issue. I don't know. I don't think it's the worst issue I could have.
I mean, like, you're not alone.
There you go. Yeah, I need to try tea. I've really tried the switch to tea really often, and it just hasn't worked for me. So are you drinking green tea? Like, what are you drinking?
Earl Grey tea with coconut milk. I don't drink milk. I do coconut milk or I do soy milk.
Really?
Or almond milk.
I like almond milk.
I
drink my coffee with almond milk.
Soy milk is fucking dope, bro. Soy milk's like the OG. Like almond milk's good, but if you don't like to taste almond every time,
yeah,
kind of weird making pancakes sometimes with almond milk because they be tasting like
it is. They're like almond.
Yeah, or eggs with almond milk. You're like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. That's how I eat. By the way, every time I eat, I go.
That's like the taste test.
Yeah.
What is it? So you're cooking all the time. What are you cooking?
Every day I cook breakfast every day for myself as well as dinner. My favorite things to cook are like shepherd's pie. I'm rolling a blunt, by the way. If you guys
Yum. Oh no, you're good.
Shepherd's pie. I love to do. I cook vegan, but I do cook steak sometimes. And like
I fuck with steak.
What I've been trying to do is fool my housemates into eating plant-based meat.
Like, I love the Beyond Burgers. Have you ever tried those? I fuck with those.
Yeah, they didn't fuck with it before, and then I would be like, okay, watch those. And I was like, they probably just haven't tried it before, so I like made them like burgers once, and after was like, those were
fooled you bitches.
Yeah, that was a plant.
Yeah, that was a plant, guys. That was a plant. And it's a great form of protein too. Like, it's healthy as fuck for you. I feel like it's healthy to have a balance. Everything in moderation.
It digests better. It totally digests better.
Oh, absolutely, dude. So, when festivals come back, what do you foresee it being like?
I foresee it being like a slow turnaround of like huff and puff between what's right and what's wrong. And people testing the waters, like these bands that I'm seeing like full on tours right now. Like my old
No, there are people
full on tours happening right now. There are full on like bands going on bus tours.
It's so funny to me that like people are like, oh, this is only happening in EDM. No, it's not, bitch. I just saw fucking Miranda Lambert just announced a 20-date tour. She's a big country artist. There's bands going on tour. We had Gucci Mane, Kodak Black, Ty Dolla $ign, Migos, Steve Aoki, Diplo here this past weekend. Like, these people are doing it. And like, at one point, it's going to be a 50-50 split, and people are going to choose. They're going to have to choose.
And then that's where the musical revolution, I feel like, is going to come, which is going to be such a good thing, is to have this split between the industry and the decisions between, like, what big money industry wants you to do or what music and the people want, you know?
Yeah.
This is where I've obviously always been with, is my people, is my ravers, my outcasts, my misfits, the ones that nobody feels like they've got you, like, I've got you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, fuck, dude. I just hope some of these up and comers, like some of the people who are like fucking killing this music stuff right now, are on these lineups. Like, I really hope it goes, if it's like evenly distributed. Like, I don't know. Do you think that's far-fetched to think that it won't go totally big corporate?
I think totally, in a way, we're there, but it's going to take some fighting, and it's going to take some, like, real, because there's still a lot of shit that I feel like not only that I don't know about, but like that other people just don't know about yet.
No, and I think people, like what we said earlier, people just want to like look at the artist and blame the artist, but they don't understand that there's 20 people behind each artist. And like there's total like teams that are like not doing, I guess.
I literally have like a whole team. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so crazy, but I'm still sitting here at home.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, and it's like, you know, if you're broke and
we're all broke. All these guys are broke.
Yeah.
Most are.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that like were like, you know, gung ho on just their career, like moi. Yes.
Yeah. I know, absolutely, dude. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm fine with finding a new way, though. I'm fine. I wanted to sorry to interrupt you. I'm fine with finding a new way.
Good. Yeah.
I'll get a job. I'll do what I got to do.
People don't understand that there's so many ways to apply what we do as producers to other facets of like other industries. Like, there's so many ways to output your music in different ways than you just getting on stage and being a DJ.
100%. Like, the shows right now, like, the common thing I hear is it's like, dude, I don't want to not be relevant. It's like,
well, that's stupid.
Well, that's stupid. Yeah. Like, I don't agree with anybody that's playing like a fucking, especially live shows right now where there's just social distancing guidelines or like tables. This is a dinner present. Like, you got me kidding. People are fucked up, dude. This is fucked up right now. It's like, right now is the time when we got to work on each other or on ourselves. You know what I mean? Each other, I mean, like, work on ourselves.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'll be honest with you, like,
some fucking weird shit right now.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I'll be honest with you. Like, I know you were doing the drive-ins for a second. I've played a few pod shows. I've played 2 shows that were really bad. And
to be honest,
it sucks. And it sucks when the promoters are saying one thing and it's not what is happening, because
you get there and you're trapped.
And like, let's just be real so people understand this. When you get an offer for a show, it's on a sheet. You see X, Y, and Z. You see your offer, you see the capacity, you see your set time, and you see all the other details.
Yeah.
Example, I know when my friend Val, when Virtual Riot came to play a show that I won't be named, he got really attacked for it, and he was under the impression that it was going to be a pod show, socially distanced, because that's what he had seen in the videos, that's what he had seen in the photos. Yeah. He got a lower booking fee than what was said because of the capacity, and the show was completely sold out. And it just sucks, but it's going on. And I'll point out this too. Yeah, it's the most publicized in Florida right now because it's happening in every city. But Florida is not the only state that's packing out shows right now.
Everywhere.
It's happening everywhere. So people coming to Florida, I hate to tell you, it's happening in Texas. It's happening in Indiana. It's happening in AZ.
It's been happening in Texas. It's been happening in North Carolina. They're like,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not like attacking Florida, bro. I'm Cuban. Like, I'm half Cuban.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying in general, that's where I really see all of the energy kind of focused, and it's happening in a lot more places than just Florida.
Yeah, it's just because Florida's loud. But
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of big DJs that are in our scene that are from Florida. So like, of course, they're in their backyard. Like, they see how life is here. Like, they see every bar fucking to capacity every single night that they go out. So they're like, why the fuck shouldn't I be playing shows? But like, we're kind of in our own world here, and like the other places are in their own world. And I understand how it's like frustrating, especially like whether you've lost someone, whether you've lost your job, whether you've just been inside since fucking March not doing shit, and you see people just living their lives like nothing happened. Yeah.
Last March. Like, I know I have homegirls and homies that are like not fucking, like, God bless their hypochondriac souls, but they have not left their house this whole time. And it's like, there's people, it's like, that's fucked up to me.
Yeah. It's not good for anybody's mental health. We as a species are not designed to not go without human interaction. I don't care if you're an introvert. I don't care if you're X, Y, and Z, a homebody. You're not supposed to not see people.
We're not, but there is a good moment to sever that and to discover solidarity, like peace and solidarity, which I've really come to understand in my career right now that I needed was peace and solidarity and being alone and not always feeling like I need the validation of others around me.
Correct.
Or having the company of others to quote unquote boost my mood when maybe in reality, like, I need to be depressed and go through that because it's an underlying issue of that depression. Though depression can be onset and kicked on by, I just picked my nose, by different things. At the end of the day, there's a grief part of it that people latch onto. That's the fucked up part that people need to get over. That it's like, okay, if you're harboring the depression, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And usually it's like there's an underlying factor that people just don't want to face in it. Which is why when I get sad, I in a way love it because like I cherish the outcome and the lessons that have come with me being sad. Or like my theory, I've said this before in other interviews, that like your best trips are your worst trips, quote unquote, your bad trips. Those are the best ones because there is no bad trip. It's a moment where you're like, I either wish I was the way I was before I took this drug, or I appreciate the mindset I was in prior to taking this because now I'm in an altered state that is quote unquote frightening. Hopefully I'm not this forever. You know, there's a lot that comes in that mindset of being faced with the psychedelic void, I call it. And it's like the oblivion of nothing that is your conscious self. And it's like, I've been down that road many times and like cracked a few different things up there.
Yeah.
But
well, I think there needs to be an appreciation for both, and especially in this though. In a good way.
It's good. Like the people who have, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no, go.
The people who have like dubbed their homie fried. That fried homie usually is the most intelligent one.
Yeah.
I want to say shout out to all my homies who are like a tree and like just wanted to be a tree or like just wanted to like fucking just go out into the wild and fucking.
Yeah.
I feel that. Shout out to all the heady homies out there that have understood that you are and always will be just a fractal.
Yeah.
Inside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Dude, I love that shit. One of my favorite things about touring were just meeting these people that were just so heady and so out there that you're just
they're like, out there. It makes you feel like you're not out there.
Not only not out there, but that you're like the biggest simp in the world and that you've barely even touched the brim of what is to go outside the box.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And I myself, I get scared of going outside the box because that's a very
I do too. Psychedelics scared the fuck out of me when I first did them, and like it put me outside really far outside of my box.
Yeah.
And like I took like my story is I used to do a lot of mushrooms and it like really fucking put me in this weird world for a little bit. And coming out of it was amazing.
Yeah.
I saw the decision making which led to the irresponsible use of the drug, which in turn gave me this really altered perception of myself, but higher appreciation of the self I was before I went on this enlightened journey. You know,
yeah,
learning all this mushrooms. Oh my god, the universe, my finger. Whoa, like it's just good trips, bad trips. It's like, dude, you are only learning with each step, and then sometimes you can just be vibing real hard, and sometimes you're like, damn, this is some shit. You know?
Absolutely. And I feel like
that's what I had
it
to
always
say.
starts like small and it like ends really big. And
usually. Or ends really small. It can start really big with like this all huff and puff of like, you know, the universe.
Yeah.
And the dimensions.
Yeah.
And the astrology and the this, and it can go there, but then it can end at like Denny's.
It can.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, and it starts so big. Your night's like, but then you're like grand slam, 7 a.m, drooling at the counter like
$14.99.
$14.99. $14.99. There we go. Yeah. Not my chair, not my problem. I'm gonna say it again. Who's this guy?
Oh my God. No, it's so real, dude. Like it's just I've like connected with the most beautiful people in the scene, and like I'm in a place in my career where like, you know, once we're past this, like I cannot wait to tour, but I'm also appreciating the time I'm in now.
Same.
Because this I will probably never have this bout of time to sit here and think and experiment and ponder and X, Y, and Z and talk to people like you once this is over.
Oh, it's especially, and could you imagine trying to do this to me before, and my eyes would be in every other different direction, and I'd be like on like how many days of sleep, who knows, and like or hours, and I'm just like,
hello,
Tasmanian devil. Like you couldn't get this back then, so it's like it's cool, which is why I'm really happy right now too, because it's like I've pretty much completely stopped using hard drugs. And when I say pretty much completely stopped, is I'm just like not setting myself up for disaster. You never know.
No, you can't. That's unrealistic.
Like I'm not buying alcohol every day at home. I don't fucking my big problem is cocaine and then before that was ecstasy, and I used to take it every show, and I haven't had either in fucking I can't even remember, which is crazy coming out to Detroit. And like even during the pandemic I was doing it a lot. And like, you know, being here, fucking dope, dude. It's just dope. It's like being with myself has gotten me to put those on a pedestal and been like, you're this, you're that. I am not Al Ross. That I can put this there and then put it on when I need to.
There you go.
But it doesn't need to always be full blast.
No. And people get lost and they lose that differentiation.
100%.
You know? And that shit will take a toll on you eventually. If you
Hell yeah, drugs are terrible. Crazy thing when used like that.
Yeah.
When used like that. Like I like cocaine is not that great, but I also don't, it's just like the least they all have their ups and downs, but like again, at the end of the day it's the person. It's the journey, the injection, the introspection, and like what you're taking out of that.
And I don't think you would be where you're at now if you didn't go through all that shit.
Totally, yeah. I'm like I love that thought right there, because I always think about if I hadn't been raped, what would I have climbed out of that would get me to that decision making? I think about that a lot. I'm like, if I hadn't been raped at that point in my time, what would I have been like?
Yeah, what would I be doing?
Would I have not had something so huge be this thing that got me to now at 30 years old? That was when I was 24, 23, 24. It was like right when I was starting to.
That would be my age. That would be detrimental.
Fucking crazy. Like right when the career started. And I'm like, I had nobody to talk to about that. Nobody.
And it's scary to talk to, especially, I can't even imagine then. It's still hard for people to talk about now.
It was when I was fucking selling it was when I was selling my body for drugs. I needed drugs. And I had no money, and I, and just see who's lonely and go on Grindr or fucking, back then it was like the back pages of Craigslist, and this dude pulled a fucking knife on me. This huge hunting knife. The dude was not even my size, too. Smaller than me.
Oh my God.
It's just like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I didn't want to fucking die to know who this person was. Like, it was a crazy thing that happened to me. Like, it was like an all-night thing, and like
I am holy shit.
Terrifying. It was like one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. But you know what? Like, coming out of that again was like insane.
Yeah.
I built this like wall, and then like creeped like when you cement organic foundation and the grass comes through. That was my queerness that started coming through with these different things, and I had cemented it with this like party god Al Ross, cool guy, hell yeah, like the party wolf from Adventure Time. And I was just like, just like this floating head of just like, everyone notices the floating head that's like,
absolutely
in the room. Yeah, it's easy, but like, dude, that crashed and burned so hard, and it crashed and burned on the Snails tour. The Snails tour is when I was like,
you were on it at a different time than you did.
and then
Yeah,
that's
we were
where
like followed each other.
I still
Okay.
again had
So
not.
tell me. So on the Snails tour, what happened where you were like, fucking shit, dude? You were like, this is.
I was like in a relationship that I wouldn't handle right, and I had wanted to be out of a while ago, but had not done the right things to take the time out of, and was like also unfortunately like, you know, being like this like so not crystal clear with people, and like my communication sucked back then.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, so then I just made like shitty choices and spent the night with people, and like, you know, then found out my girl was pregnant, and like fucking dude, my like New Year's Eve, like craziest fucking year of my life, craziest moment, because I woke up and like I'm in the ER with my girl, and she had just had like we had to have a she had a what is it called, a where it's born. No, but it's born in the in the Philippines. It's called a something pregnancy, an ectopic pregnancy, which
Holy
means
shit.
it's a kind of super serious thing, and you can damage the fallopian tubes. So that's what happened to her. And
so she had to get surgery, pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm like,
yeah.
you know, yeah, and I spent New Year's with her, and you know,
Holy
after
shit.
that, man, like we fell apart. I fell apart.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, you saw me in Florida.
Yeah.
Woo, I was on like the bender of a lifetime there. I think I had smuggled drugs into Florida because this was when the whole thing I had put something in my ass and then like came out. Like I remember Taboo picked me up and I was like doing this in the van. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "You want some?" And it was like coke from my butt. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, and that was like because during the whole time there's like people fucking dying of fentanyl, you know, and all this stuff. And
yeah.
But that's my decision making back then. That was like, you know, I was like, cool. I was like, I did not give a fuck anymore. As you just heard, I gave little to no fuck because my whole life burned in front of me. Like that was like my personal life, my at-home life was on fire. I hadn't seen my dog in 4 months. Like my ex went, "I'm kicking your ass out," which I deserved, but I'm not kicking your dog out. Like, because he didn't do that, you did. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, really? Like, because I mean, like, but where's he gonna go? I was sleeping on people's couches.
Yeah.
But like, that was a crazy lesson to be apart from him for 4 months, and like, dude, I got my ass handed to me, like boom, bah, boom, here it is. Like, you are a shitty person underneath your fucking glitter and fun shit. You suck because I wasn't working on myself. And now I'm so glad I went through that and I had the people.
It's an eye-to-eye moment. That's
an eye-to-eye moment with these people who are patient enough to see that. You know, it's like, you know, I've listened to a lot of other artists' stories, a lot of different ones. You know, shout out Joe Rogan's amazing podcast.
I love him. Why do you think I'm fucking here?
That's sick. All right, sick.
Literally, yeah.
I totally watched Hamilton's, the one with Hamilton. You know that guy Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia?
Yep.
One of my favorite people in the entire world. And his interview with Joe Rogan is amazing. You guys got to go watch that if you haven't seen that. It's just fucking so good. Like
the GOAT. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see this one. I'm excited to see what people say about this.
No, I am so happy.
To open up and like let people.
You just did it. You did it. You made it through.
That you can grow from bad decision making, from terrible.
Everyone can.
Yeah, I've been to prison. I've been to jail twice. Like, you know, I've been to rehab twice. You know, like I've had like drug problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. I'm Al Ross.
But you're sitting here as a successful producer, sitting here having a conversation, able to talk about your shit, able to talk about where you're going. Dude, you're killing it. Like, this is like, this is like for every producer, X, Y, and Z, like, that has ever gone through shit, every human that's gone through shit, like, no matter what's happened and how far down you go, like, it's all in your mental capability and self, like, diligence to get back up, to keep going.
Because I want to share with you guys that, like, during the time that I was at the height of my career, I wanted to die. The whole time in my head, I was like, you know, my favorite artist, Lil Peep, had died, who I had been following since 2006, like the end of 2016.
Yeah.
Right into 17. I'm a very diehard old school Lil Peep fan, and like had always wanted to meet him. And like, I don't know if you guys have watched Everybody's Everything, but like to watch how fucking sad that was that he withered away. I felt the same way. But the reason I felt like I was living, and like, mind you guys, every night I was doing cocaine, Xanax, ketamine, drinking. Xanax at the end of the night, to fall asleep on the plane, hopefully to get to the next one, but I wouldn't fall asleep because I'd always talk to people next to me all barred out and then drink on the plane. Like, can you imagine this assault on my body every day?
Ongoing.
And probably because I didn't choose to do as many Xanax as him, mine was I'm more of a stimulant person. I was always just like for days. Like, I was always like really the classic, like this was what I look at a lot of pictures of me. I'm like this.
Yeah.
I look like an owl. And that's because I'm so lit and so stimulated beyond points of like I'm like a tattooed Viagra pill. Like, it's like crazy. And it's like not chill because like what that turned into was this whirlwind of just toxic energy that I was actually putting out. And like no one should treat their body like that. Nobody should. It's not fun.
It's not supposed to be treated like that.
It's not cute either. It's not cute. It doesn't smell good. It doesn't look great. It's like you are just like, you know, and then like all the famous ones like that usually pass, you know? It's sad. So
it's sad how many artists we lose very young because they don't come to this.
To trail it back, you know, I went from being at the top of my like being like, boom, I made it, base king, boom. But on the inside, I'm like, damn, I want to die because like I'm just so lost. But that sucks. And I was like that because of the amount of drugs and alcohol that I was putting in my body in defense of my actual self. And in offense, actually, to fight off me and to keep me away from me.
Your thoughts, to fight your thoughts off that you're having in your mind.
Now I'm like, you know what? It's been a hard battle last year. I went through so much tears and was like brought through a lot of mental help. My dog has been the best thing ever. My housemates are the best. My family, my mom is my hero. My dad is the cool. My dad just got through some treatment too. My dad's doing really good. Well, we're like things are looking good. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Right now, I am going to take a step back and give everybody the best version of me in this time now, where I've been healing. And that's why I wanted to share this story with you that not a lot of people have heard and stuff, because at the end of the day, we all have ourselves to blame, honey. There is, you know, and we all know that. We all have seen that, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, we can drink as much as we want and do the dumbest things in the world, and it's not the vodka's fault, it is our fault.
Every action has consequences, and it's just you knowing what consequence you're going to deal with and the back end of it and how you're going to get through it. And, you know, it's all our own decisions at the end of the day.
It's all our own decisions and what we chose to, you know, oh man, gotta smoke for that.
No, you're good. And I just feel like some people, like, the one thing I have to say is that everyone is in their own shoes, and not one person is the same. So the reason why one person might do something is completely different from another person doing the same thing. So I think that people just need to realize that and find some sort of empathy and compassion towards people's actions and understand that everybody's going through something right now. Everybody's fucking going through it. 100%. You know?
Everybody's going through it, and everybody is like okay to have their moments. It's okay. They're okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to not be okay. And like, it's dope. It's dope that Marshmello has like used that term a lot too, and like a lot of artists have started to do it. Honestly, shout out Marshmello. I love that guy. That guy's so dope.
He's a G.
I don't know why I wanted to say that. I've always liked that guy.
No, I love that saying. It's okay to not be okay, because it is. It is. It's like
I've said that for years, and then I was like, damn, this guy gets it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's just this superficial kind of world that we're lost in with social media, where people don't like to talk about when people aren't okay. And now is like the first time where I'm seeing not only having these conversations with people who have, you know, not spoken out before, but also just like they're using their platform and their connection that they have with people to be like, yo, like, we're all fucking going through it, dude. We are. Like,
everybody's hurting, and it's time to show that our repertoire in terms of like what we think is cool and what we think is, that shit needs to go away. And like a lot of people need to see that like these artists are like not only just humans, but like are thriving and striving all in the same ways, you know. That we are like truly more money, more problems, you know.
That would be correct.
I want to thank you for having me.
No, I want to thank you so much. I love you so much for sharing like your story. And I think that people are just going to be like floored and so like heart happy from this.
I want people to hear it.
Is...
I want people to know that like underneath this, there was like some really poor decision making going on with the Al Ross career and like how I was handling myself. And oh, wow. I love my fans. I want to say thank you for sticking around, everybody.
They're there. You know they're there.
All 40,000 of you on Instagram and all. Dude, thank you all so much. Like, this journey's been great. Like, being here for y'all and hearing y'all stories and hearing everything that has come with being Al Ross for you guys has been awesome.
And your future is like, I'm so fucking pumped for this next chapter, dude.
I'll talk to, like, we can talk more. Like,
let's talk more. I need friends. I will
show you all this rapping stuff. I'm gonna cut a lot of my homies out of my homie out of the stuff that I wasn't agreeing with. That I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll show you my bits of it, but I've got verses I've recorded on my own.
Yes.
You see, I have one right. I'm gonna literally do this like right now.
Do it, and we'll leave off at that. Share it.
You want me to share it with you?
Yes,
right
yeah.
You play it? All right, cool. Here, we'll play it. I want you to play this. Here.
All right.
You can share during these calls, right? Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. Literally, wait. I'm going to just do multiple participation. You can literally share your screen and just click share computer audio.
You see what's on my screen. Okay, cool.
All right. No, you're good.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Okay, share sound. SoundCloud. Okay, here is my SoundCloud. Everybody go fucking check out my new EP.
Yes!
Action. It's called Uranus, and it's got my track Anus on it, and Action, and Cybernetic Hardcore Death Trap. But here's some whips. You guys want to hear some whips real quick? Let's do it. Okay, so here's like, I've got these little remixes that they're cool, but I want to show you me rapping real quick.
Yes, please.
Well, here, this one's cool. I made this beat rapping.
I guess I never learned. Shit. Blood stains on my sink. Don't do why without a drink. I don't really know what's the thing, but your pussy still stink. My nose start to burn. Guess I never learned.
This is sick.
You're my shot that cash, gotta crush it up, mash. Now my heart's pumping too damn fast. I know this won't fucking last. Man, these rocks out the bag, man, that pump made me gas.
No, there's one more.
Yes, no, I want to listen to the whole thing.
Another dimension, just pay close attention. A failure to mention, I'm slightly demented. See your intention, the evil incentive. I need intervention, I'm loaded with tension. Prepare for ascension, I'll lower suspension. Like sidechain compression, self-clip my erection. Bypass my affection, I've lost my direction. I need apprehension, can't hold my attention.
Yo, that fucks. That's you rapping?
Yeah, that's me rapping.
That's so dope.
That fucks. I love that.
That's
what I mean.
Love that.
Okay, I want to talk about something. When I say who's ready to fuck on stage, it does not mean who's ready to have sex. It means like, that fucks. You know when you see that guy and you're like, damn, that dude.
No,
fucks.
that's an expression. It's like a phrase. I get it.
In a way, I'm almost saying who's ready to PH fuck on stage.
Yeah.
Like not who's ready to have like. I remember somebody saying, like, I love how the dude who was saying the most suspect thing on the mic, this was on Reddit. Somebody said, I love that Al Ross preached the best message, but was the one saying the sussest shit on the mic. Who's ready to fuck? Like, during a time when, like, Gatsick is creepy and, like, space.
Oh, boy.
And I go through Reddit sometimes and people say the funniest shit, bro. And I'm just like, oh, you guys are psychos. But, like, kind of.
Dude, I don't even open Reddit. The world of Reddit is a totally different animal.
Reddit is insane, bro. You want to hear some house I make?
Yes, do it.
My buddy, this is how long I sit on music, and where I feel like I'm not ready to.
I don't finish anything.
Like this has been sitting.
Oh my God, Linkin Park.
Unreleased Linkin Park song that me and my buddy shout out Dog.
Oh shit. Yes. You need to release this, Al.
Boom.
Holy shit.
Or how about this? Wait.
Hello, my name is
I
Daniel.
love this song.
And my name is
Nigga feeling awful. Ate that bitch pussy till she squirted like a dog. Told her bend over, hit that shit doggy. Called her a cab, then I told that bitch to call me. Jenny Brown, bitch, tell me what you need. I got some Adderall and fire ass weed, and they try to tell me I get too high. That's a lie. If so, bitch, I would have been done. The flow, oh shit, don't get cold case. My picture, fuck with me, fuck around and beat the seats. Rest in peace, whack niggas with oversized clothes. Complain about my jeans, cause I'm taking all they hoes. Hold up, wait a minute. The pussy ain't shit till your ass you Danny get it. I'm going off the Danny, riding off, watch a minute. Rolling up some purple, my nigga called Chris. Blunt after blunt after blunt after blunt after blunt after blunt. And I smoke.
I am literally dead.
Dude, I make so much shit other than dubstep. Like this whole.
We need to release all of this.
Blunt after blunt after blunt.
The picture is so good.
The picture is so good. That needs to be the cover art, and then just put the fucking name of the.
Unfortunately, on the snail store, like shout out that whole crew for putting up with my bitch ass.
Dude, his TM was some shit. I was terrified of his TM. I think his name was Sam.
The big ass motherfucker.
Yeah, the bald guy. Here, wait, stop sharing your screen when you get a chance,
Oh shit! What?
so I can get the gallery back up.
Get that gallery.
There we go. Yeah, no, Sam was. I remember meeting him the first day, and I was like, he just terrified the fuck out of me.
You're like, stop sharing your screen before you show them some weird shit.
No, dude. I mean, that's what it's about: is developing all that shit and just sharing it.
Yo, or like developing. I got cosplay photos if you guys want to see them. Like,
Oh my god, we'll leave off on the. Show us the cosplay, and then we'll leave off there.
No, let's leave off on this. Let's
Yeah, okay, we can do that. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. If you want to find my cosplay photos,
I'll link all your shit below. Don't worry.
Yeah, look, I just want to say thank y'all for listening to our music, and like with this and everything that comes forth is like nothing but me, the unapologetic version of me. I love y'all truly to death. It's okay to not be okay. You know, smoke one for your homies that aren't here. Rest in peace, Lil Peep. I love y'all so much.
Well, they love the fuck out of you, first of all.
Thank you, Lizzy.
And thank you so much for coming on here and fucking just talking, sharing your story. I'm so fucking happy for you. Smoke one. I love you. I'm gonna stop recording.